Hello, everybody, and welcome to Weird World. I'm your host, Jeff,
I'm Beth.
and we got one here now. Biden is now going to try and fire the World Bank president for not pushing climate policy enough. A possible replacement chimes in. Oh boy.
Okay.
Some of this stuff you just can't make up, you know that? There he is. White House officials have considered trying to get the World Bank president, David Malpas, fired for not pursuing climate change policies with enough zeal, according to a Friday report from Axios.
Okay.
Malpas, who formerly served as Undersecretary to the Treasury for International Affairs under former President Donald Trump, was asked on Tuesday whether he reaffirms that the man-made burning of fossil fuels is rapidly and dangerously warming the planet. Malpas reportedly said, "I don't even know. I'm not a scientist." Right. Whoa, you mean tell me that there's somebody in somebody that's actually willing to admit that or they don't know something because it's not their field?
What? That is just insane.
I know, right? I mean, everybody knows this. Even bankers who don't know crap about, it. They know he knows about money.
Right.
That's his job. He's supposed to. But he's not a scientist. So, no. People familiar with the matter told Axios that the Biden administration has long viewed Malpas with suspicion and confirmed that officials have considered replacing him. Although the process for triggering a leadership change in the international financial institution will likely be complicated. Yes, it's not that easy. It's not supposed to be. The United States is the largest shareholder of the World Bank. Yeah, because we pay for everything. Everything. Which provides loans and grants to the governments of developing nations for capital projects. You know what I mean that the U.S. pays for? And the president typically nominates the organization's leader. Malpas, who was nominated by Trump in 2019, is slated to complete his 5-year term in 2024. Okay, well, that's fine. Biden could nominate former President Al Gore. Oh, God. Can you imagine Al Gore doing anything financial? He's a complete moron. Or Special President Envoy for Climate, John Kerry. I don't know which one would be worse. I think Al Gore would be worse because there's, Al Gore created the internet,
Yeah.
That's what he claimed.
Oh, okay.
That's why everybody should have voted for him and so to be president because he created the internet.
He created it.
Yeah.
By himself?
Yep.
All by himself.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
That's why everybody says he's an idiot. And nobody voted for him. Because nobody believed it. Because it's so far-fetched. A spokesperson for Gore told Axios that he strongly believes there needs to be new leadership at the World Bank, but has no intention of pursuing the role himself and would not accept it if offered. Yeah. Malpas reacted to the notion that he is a climate change denier, a charge levied by Gore and other officials, by rejecting the label outright. "I don't know the political motivations behind that," he said during an interview with CNN. "It's clear that greenhouse gas emissions are coming from man-made sources, including fossil fuels, methane, agricultural uses, and industrial uses." Everyone knows that. It's called basic freaking science.
Right.
And so we're working hard to change that. I'm just glad that, of course, the guy and stuff like that isn't trying to state he's also a scientist. He knows financing. He knows that really well, and that's what he talks about. He knows about that, and that's what he talks about. That's the way it should be. Am I wrong about this?
No. That would be like you going to see a mechanic about your car and then, talking to a plumber about it. It's like, what, why?
Right.
It makes no sense.
Nope. Biden has pushed green energy policies while leasing less federal land for oil drilling than any of his predecessors since the end of World War II. Yeah, I know. He's caused a lot of our problems, or my opinion. At the beginning of his tenure, Biden also nixed expansions to the Keystone pipeline. No, he just nixed the whole freaking thing. He didn't nix just the expansions, which is part of our problems. Over environmental concerns. Yeah, just out of the blue, he's afraid that somehow, all of a sudden, a bunch of oil is going to leak out everywhere.
Okay, but he doesn't have a problem with that happening somewhere else that we get our oil from.
Oh, we don't get any oil. That's one of the reasons why our gas is so high.
Well, right, I understand that, but it's like.
Oh, and don't worry, so that our wonderful governoress, and so that was also an idiot. She also canceled the one that Ursula was going with the bridge, causing a lot of heartache for us. So when he did that, she did that soon after. Also because of concerns that the pipes will just burst and spill oil everywhere. Last month, he signed the $740 billion Inflation Reduction Act, which hopefully will be overturned, which includes $369 billion in programs meant to accelerate a transition to renewable energy. A fact sheet from the office of Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer claimed that the law creates 9 million jobs across the United States. 9 million ain't shit. While bringing manufacturing of clean technology like solar panels, that's not that clean. Wind turbines, that's pretty clean. Batteries are not clean at all. And much more back to America. How? Among other items, the law funds $160 billion to clean electricity tax credits, $43 billion in production tax credits, and $40 billion in tax credits to make buildings even more energy efficient. All right, I mean, I will admit, so that I don't mind the concepts on a few of these.
Right.
Making buildings more energy efficient. That'd be cool.
Right.
Of course, solar panels now are even dinosaurs now. They actually have now all new types of solar panel type stuff. Mm-hmm. That it's like the ones you put in a roof and whatever. Those are ancient stuff now. It's actually kind of neat. And so I was seeing some of the new shit they got. It's actually pretty cool. Top administration officials, including Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm, we know about Granholm, don't we? Have argued that the only way out of boom and bust cycles, boom and bust, in energy prices is deploying clean energy. The real truth is that as long as our nation remains over-reliant on oil and fossil fuels, we will feel these price shocks again, she says. Yeah, you mean everybody else's oil and fossil fuels, because that's what we had to do. Mm-hmm. At the end of 2016, we were energy reliant. We weren't dependent on anybody.
Right.
We were completely energy sufficient. Mm-hmm. We had no energy issues. In fact, we started for the first time in a long time exporting oil and stuff. That's how much energy and stuff we were producing. We were. That's why our gas and everything else and stuff was so cheap.
Right.
It's like, don't need it. It's cheap as shit. So this is not going to be the last time. The next time there's a war, like now.
Right.
The next time there's a pandemic or another hurricane, there are hurricanes every year. Several hurricanes every year. We have hurricanes now. These extreme weather events we are experiencing, they will impact the access we have to fossil fuels. No, they won't. How in the world? That is completely asinine statement.
Yeah.
Like the hurricanes and extreme weather, the only time that it's ever caused an issuance of it was with our clean energy. Remember in Texas and wherever they had a snowstorm?
Oh, yeah, that ice thing, and yeah.
Yeah, and all those solar panels and the wind generators and stuff like that all got frozen up and everything. Mm-hmm. Shut them down. they were screwed. But if they had actually had actual oil and everything and a bunch of other stuff, nobody would have cared. You're not going to freeze the oil. It's going to keep on going. So that's just a dumb statement. So what do you think of this? Well, all of a sudden they're trying to be able to, or at least a thought is trying, well, at least, a few people are trying to be able to oust the World Bank president.
Because he's not a scientist, apparently.
Yes, because he's a scientist and willing to state he's not a scientist.
Right.
All he knows is financing and banks, which is what he's in charge of. So, because of that, he's obviously bad at his job. Sometimes you can't make this shit up. I mean, seriously.
This makes my brain hurt.
That's just it. That's where it's like, really? I mean, seriously. But any last thoughts for you?
Yeah, I might have to take some aspirin because my brain hurts.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It's just like, wow.
I don't blame you.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's what you get. Oh, we'll see what happens in November. All right, everybody. So that you take care, like and share, and let us know what you think.
Bye.
Have a great one, guys. Bye.